In this video, I will tell you about continue, baseline and ordinate tools of AutoCAD dimensioning. So I'll use this geometry and I'll start with the continue dimensioning. So using the continue dimensioning, you can add a chain of dimensions in your AutoCAD drawing. To make this clear, I'll go to Annotate tab and I'll make a simple linear dimension. So I'll select the linear tool and now click on the first point here and second point here, and now I'll add the dimensioning. So here we have this simple dimensioning. Now for adding dimensions for the rest of the part of the geometry, you can use either continue, baseline or any other method if you prefer, but in this case I'll select the continue. Now to select the continue tool, go to the dimensions panel and expand this flyout and select the continue option. And before selecting this continue option, always ensure that a new dimension has been added. So this dimension which we have added here will be taken as a reference for this continue dimension. So now click on the continue tool and now you'll notice that the next dimension will start from the endpoint of the previous dimension. Now we only need to click at the next endpoint and we need to continue clicking on the subsequent endpoints and the dimensions will be added just like this. To exit this command, simply press enter. So now you have noticed that in this case, we have made this dimension and all of these dimensions were taken as a reference from this dimension. So it's always necessary to make a primary dimension so that the continue dimension can take a reference from its endpoints. In a similar way, you can add a baseline dimensioning. So I'll add the baseline dimensioning on this side. For that, once again, we need to create a base dimension which can be used as a reference. So I'll select this linear tool and I'll click on this point as the first point and this point as the second point, and here we have it, the first dimension. Now once again go to the flyout and select baseline, and in this case the next dimension will start from the first point of our dimension, which was this point. So for making this dimension, I've selected this point as the first point and that will become the base point or the baseline for our dimensioning. Now we need to click on the next point and next point and next point, and all of these dimensions will start from the baseline. Now press enter twice to exit this command, and here we have this baseline dimension. Now in this case, if you notice closely, you'll find that the gap between these dimensions is very little, and in order to resolve this problem, you need to modify the dimension style. So I'll go to this dimension style by selecting this manage dimension styles option. We have this ISO 25 selected. Let's select modify and now go to this lines tab. Now here we have this baseline spacing which we need to modify. So in this case it has been set to 3.75. Let's change this value to 10 and that will increase the gap. Now click on OK and click on close. Now in this case the change will not become visible because we need to apply new dimensioning. So I'll erase all of these dimensions. And once again, I'll create the base dimension and I'll click this point as the first point. That will be the base point and the second point. And now click here. So the dimension has been added. Now simply select the baseline option and add the subsequent dimensions like this. And here we have it. All of these dimensions are added and the gap between all of these dimensions is now changed to 10 units. So let's erase all of these dimensions, both continue and baseline. And now we'll have a look at the ordinate tool. So using the ordinate tool, you can specify the X and Y coordinates. In this case, this lower left point is on the origin or it is on the 0, 0 coordinate value. So in order to add the ordinate value, go to dimensions panel and expand the first flyout and select this ordinate tool. Now you need to specify the first point. So in this case, I'll select this point as the first point and now I'll specify a point where I want to put this, and here it is. Now in this case you can see that the coordinate value of this point is 0 and this will be the Y coordinate value. Now you can press enter to repeat this command, and now I'll click on the next point here and we have this next ordinate value, and once again this is the y coordinate value. Now this simply indicates that the first ordinate value or the y coordinate value is 0 and the second one is 33.98. That means the gap between this point and this point is 33.98 units. Now you can press enter, click on the next point and specify the next ordinate value, and these are all the values of y axis for all of these points, and they can also be used for dimensioning. Now if you want to add the ordinate values for x axis, then once again select this tool, click at the point and now make it in this side or in this direction. Now we have this ordinate value for x. Press enter, select the next point, and here we have it. So this is the x value, and the distance between this and this point is 34.82 units as specified by this x value. Similarly, you can press enter and add more x coordinate values for all of these points, just like this. So in this way you can add ordinate values in the drawing, and these are also used in some of the situations for dimensioning. So this was all about continue, baseline and ordinate tools of AutoCAD dimensioning.